Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be doing a review of LG AC. This is a 2021 and 2022 model. So this is a 1.5 ton 3-star AC which has a 4-way swing and also UV nano filtration. So I will leave the model number and other details on the screen. LG as a brand, in particular to air conditioner, had made great leaps and bounds in terms of designing ACs. So they have made great progress and they are probably the first brand to have very low number of PCB failures with respect to inverter ACs. In the earlier days, PCB failures were a common problem with inverter ACs, and LG was the first brand to have hermetically sealed PCBs inside them. So from the initial days itself, LG had a good foot going with respect to air conditioners and the two inverter ACs. So this particular model is a 1.5 3-star as I told you, and this is a compact model. The 5-star ones are a little larger because they have more surface area for cooling. So coming to power consumption, the maximum rating is around 1700 watts, and also the cooling capacity I will display it on the screen. The build quality is very simple and compact. Since it is a 3-star model, the 5-star models tend to be a little bit bigger. Coming in terms of features, what it has is the list is quite lengthy. LG tries to cram in a lot of features along with functionality. So it has a UV nano filter to filter dust and also bacteria or virus, but this is not tried and tested or by any other third party body. So it has R32 gas with a dual inverter compressor. This is a stabilizer free, but the manual says to use a stabilizer. It also recommends a particular rating for the stabilizer, so that is intriguing. And it has a fine one option. You can limit the power consumption of the compressor to 40%, 60, 80, 100 or 110. So it has an auto clean feature. It doesn't mean it will clean the dust filter. It will only dry the condenser so that the molds don't form on them. It has a 4-way swing and it has something called comfort air. I'll explain you when I do a detailed description of the remote. It has ocean black coating for the outdoor unit so that it doesn't cause corrosion, especially in coastal areas. And to the last, it has an wonderfully looking remote with a lot of options, and this remote really requires a PhD for you to understand all the functions and features in it, or you have to study through the entire manual spending a day or so. So if you move towards the functioning of the AC, so the great things around the AC is it is quiet to a large extent, so there is no noise. The fan noise is very well controlled even in the higher speeds, and the speed control is has a very broad range. It has almost like 6 to 7 points of speed control, and it has a hidden display. So if you switch off the display, you just don't see it. If you switch on the display, you can use it as a bed lamp maybe. Coming to the power consumption, it is actually very impressive. So coming to LG, you don't actually need a 5-star air conditioner. The reason being is suppose you start the AC at maybe 25, set the temperature 25 and the indoor temperature is at 29 or so. What LG AC does is it will run the compressor at a faster speed in the beginning. So that's what every other AC does. So it might shoot up to like 1000 watts, it means 1 unit per hour, and it slowly drops down. But what is impressive with LG AC is it can drop down to so low that the compressor can even run at 200 or 100 watts. So 100 watts is something like which is close to an air cooler or some fans maybe, although they are around 60 watts. So once the temperature comes into control, it maintains at that 100 watts. I added the power consumption screen in the left side of the screen right now. You can see it. So it is that impressive that it is able to do that. Falling down, although the BE label on this AC says it can only run at 100% or 50%, but it can drop to even 10% or like 5% of the rated power. So the compressor can run that slow. That is really impressive. And the fan throw is decent. It is good. And the noise is very well contained. It can, in the lower speeds, you can barely listen to the fan noise. And also it can run from, as I told you, from 40% to 110%, but in reality it can go to 10% also. It is impressive that LG has thrown such an efficient PCB for compressor control. So coming to cons of the ACs, there are not many cons for it, but the remote is not so ergonomically designed. There are very obvious flaws. So in the later part of the video, I'll explain every function in the remote also. In fact, the functionalities of the remote are like so complex. you really need to spend some time understanding them. And second thing is the fan blowing speed in the higher speeds is not that efficient. I mean, there is throw of air, but the throw of air doesn't reach very far. So if you have a very big room, the throw of the air doesn't go very far. Maybe LG tried to reduce the noise of the air conditioner, and due to a side effect of that, the efficiency of the fan also went down. Maybe the unit must have been a little larger to accommodate a larger fan inside, because mostly these you don't use a fan, they use a blower inside. So maybe that's an, and also the flow is not continuous. It's like someone is blowing air on your face with their mouth. So it is not considered, it goes up, it drops down, it goes up, it drops down. I know there is a different mode in the fan speed which does that, but what I'm saying is even in the regular modes, the fan speed is not consistent. It is sort of there are gaps in the airflow. Maybe it has to do something with the design of the fan inside. And also, since the filter is located in the top of the air conditioner, before the filter used to be located inside that panel, you just need to lift the panel, pull out the filters and clean them, but now it is on the top of the panel. But so if you want to clean the air conditioner, you literally need a ladder to climb over to the top, take out the filter and need to put it back in. So coming to the real star of the show is the remote control of the air conditioner. So I'll explain each and every feature of the remote conditioner, remote control of this air conditioner. So please be patient with me. So let us switch off the AC first. So it has a fairly standard set of buttons. I'll be explaining you each and every button as we go by. So coming to one impressive feature of this remote control is, so if it is absolutely dark, you just touch the remote control and just lift it up, the buttons start glowing. So LG thrown in just a motion sensor inside, so whenever you pick the remote control up, these buttons glow. The bummer is the screen doesn't glow. So you might say there is an display on the indoor unit, so what's the issue with it? Just check not all the buttons are illuminated, and LG didn't even bother to throw in a phosphorus lit buttons to the rest of the buttons, so you can see what you're actually pressing. So if you want to change the swing and all, it is impossible for you to in the darkness to see, and I'll let you know why in the further part of the video. So this is the very center button is a power button, so it switches on the AC, we know that. And on the left side there is a button called comfort air. So what this button does is, so it sets the vertical swing fan to the topmost position so that the air doesn't blow onto your face directly. It blows the air towards the ceiling, so you'll feel a little more comfortable with that. The other side of the button is called light off. You press that, the display on the indoor unit turns off. Press it again, turns on. And there are modes in the air conditioner. One is cooling mode, which is obvious. The second is called AI. So some people might say it's an automatic controller, but LG used to call this one artificial intelligence mode, but I don't know if they call the same. So what it does is, if you press AI, it will maintain the room temperature. If you increase it 1, it means it will make the room a little colder. Press it again, which is 2, it will make the room much more colder and maintain the temperature from there. So you reduce it to -1, it will make the room a little hotter if the air conditioner has a heat pump, and -2 much more hotter. So if you leave it at 0, it will just maintain the room temperature. If it is 30 in the room, it will maintain 30. The next mode is monsoon mode. It basically removes the moisture from the room if you live in a coastal area and it rains. The next mode is basic fan mode. It only runs the blower or the fan, that's it. So fan speed, so there are multiple modes. So this is called something called natural air. It means it varies the fan speed just like how natural wind blows out. And then you have low, 2 settings in low, 2 settings in medium, 2 settings in high. And then there are 2 buttons. So this is where the stupidity of LG comes in. So this button is for something called high capacity. It basically runs the compressor at 110%. And it used to be called Himalayan cool before. And it also has another function like UV nano. You press and hold this one, the UV nano function turns off. So in complete darkness, you can actually see that there is a blue color, there is a violet color light that is displayed on the, that is glowing onto the blower, kill bacteria and all. So the other one is called 4 modes. It means this button is only used for 110%, that's it. It does no other function except this UV nano control. These 4 modes allow you to control to limit the compressor to 80%, 60% and 40%. So don't get fooled by these modes. What they do actually is, if you're running the AC at 100% and you set the temperature as 25 and the room temperature is 30, your room will be cooled in maybe like 30 minutes. You set it to 40%, your room will be cooled in 1 hour. So the amount of compressor running time will extend, that's it. but that doesn't really save any power. Maybe if you are in a very hot day and your outdoor unit is exposed to extreme sunlight, maybe in that case it will try to limit the usage of power and save some power, but there's not much difference in that. And the middle buttons are for temperature control, so that is fairly easy to understand. And the next swing buttons, this is where the entire stupidity of LG design just pukes out. So if you press swing, what we expect is it will start the swing but no, what it will do is the vertical swing first will set to the lowest position. You see there is a small indicator in it. Press it again, it will set to a little higher position. And the bad thing is there is no display on the indoor unit, and if you are doing this in the dark, there is no backlight on the remote. So how the hell do you know if you are changing the swing or if you are stopping it? So press it again, it will change. Press it again, it will change. It will change to the topmost position. Now it will switch on the swing mode. So to switch on the swing mode, you need to press like 7 to 8 times. And you press the button too fast so many times, the remote will freeze and it will restart. You need to reset the time again. Same with the horizontal swing. Press it once, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, it means only to the left, seventh only to the right, then press it again, then it will start swing the horizontal swing. LG might have given a long press option like this UV nano button. Press and hold it to switch on the swing directly and press and hold it to switch it off. I don't know why companies do such kind of stuff. The other button is called room temperature. It will just set the temperature, it will display the temperature of the room that is inside. Now coming to this setup section of this air conditioner, the first button is sleep. So you might think this is similar to the sleep you used to in the previous remotes, like press the sleep many times, the AC automatically switches off after so many hours. What this sleep does is it is little different. You select the sleep to maybe 4 hours and you need to select a set button to set the sleep. So there is a small indicator there which shows the time. So it does turn off, but what it does in meanwhile is those 4 hours, the AC will automatically increase the temperature by 1 degree every hour. It means by the time you set 20 and you set 8 hours of sleep, the AC might end up at 28 in the morning. Yeah, so I don't know why LG did this, but it makes no sense. If you're setting it 25, you feel like you should leave it at 25. And there's another option to do it also. You can press the timer and there are two options again. There you need to either on and off. So press the timer once, it says on. You can select which time it should be on and off. You need to press select, and again there is a timer indication on the indoor unit. Press again timer and press it, it will go away. So this timer has two modes again. One is on, and if you can set it, press the timer again, you will also move to off mode. It means you want to switch the AC at 6 o'clock and shut it down at 10 o'clock. You can set both the timings provided you input the correct time into the remote. So there is another button called function. So it has only one function, which is cleaning mode. So what it does is when you switch off the AC, you press it and press set. When you turn off the AC, it displays something called CO there, which means cleaning mode. So it dries out the condenser for maybe 10 to 15 minutes and then shuts down the AC. LG should have simply called it as the cleaning mode itself. I don't know if there are any other models in the LG which has different functions, but this model has only like one function. You either switch it off or switch it on or switch it off. So these are the buttons and their functions in the LG remote. But there are some obvious problems in the remote. One is there is no back display, and second thing is I don't think the remote has enough power. I mean the two pencils doesn't provide enough voltage for the remote. Sometimes you press a button too many times continuously, the remote just freezes. And the battery indicator has a mind of its own. It shows 2 poles, sometimes 4, sometimes it says battery is empty. It has a little own mind of it. I think the lighting options and all the other functions, it might need a little bit more power. So press the button slowly. You yank the buttons too many times, and sometimes the remote just freezes out and restarts. So you lose all the time settings and everything there. And also there is no option to switch off that irritating ting 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 sound. So you're sleeping and you don't want to wake up your partner or the other person sleeping with you, and you want to change some setting there, it is impossible. It keeps saying that ting 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 ting, and good luck doing that. If you are setting swing mode at the night, bang it 10 times, the other person will wake up by the time you set this swing mode. So yeah, so these are the possible goods and bads of this LG air conditioner. So I bought for this at a price of around 29,000, so it is an excellent value for money at that price. I bought it from the LG authorized showroom itself. So the box contains the usual, like it has a copper coil. I got a stand, but the online purchases might not include a stand, but the offline ones does. It has a 1 year warranty and like 10 years on compressor warranty. So yeah, nothing special with the warranty and stuff, but it will last you a fairly long time. And yeah, it also has a R32 gas, which is a latest running AC gas. So that's it. So these are my comments regarding LG air conditioner. So my next video is going to be about Samsung and also Hitachi air conditioners. So I'll also try to do a comparison video between the both. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment box below. Thank you very much.